Live. I'm gonna go with it. Sorry for being late, everyone. And we're live. Welcome, everyone, to the Moisky Live channel's political recap stream. Have I ever got that right once? I might have. I'm gonna go with it.
I don't know. I haven't
Sorry for being late, everyone. Sorry, I just realised I also had the tab open for the thing, so I didn't hear you over my own voice twice. Sorry. Joining me for this...
We're professionals.
We are so professional. It's interesting. I had 2 hours before this stream. I had considered streaming on Twitch, but I decided, no, I'm going to get some images up. I'm going to make it look good. I've written some notes, even though chances are, as is the case, we normally never touch them. I thought, yeah, I'll set this all up. It'll be fine. And then 5 minutes before, I'm like, but I really want to add some water to my dehumidifier. So I do, and it takes longer than that. Oops. Joining me for this, as always, is my lovely, gorgeous co-host, TrupsLP. Say hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous.
You put on an English accent. That was pretty hard.
I put on something. I don't know if I would consider it English, but it was something.
It was close enough. I like it. How is gorgeous this evening?
Gorgeous is...
Must be great to not have coronavirus.
It's been a week at work.
I mean, come on.
I don't. Yes. So, if you've been following my last 2 weeks, I don't have COVID.
Woo!
Which is... Hold on, because this is an interesting thought. It's either a testament to asymptomatic people aren't carriers, or masks work.
Well, there's a question. Isn't there?
I'm willing to bet both, honestly.
I'm not too familiar. I haven't been paying much attention with like masks and stuff. Oh God, what is at the bottom of that shot glass? Okay, that needs cleaning.
Ew.
Yeah, no. I'll send you a picture later. You'll understand when I show it to you.
I don't know if I want to. I just trust you.
I remember what was in it. So it was an accident. It was completely by when I moved the dehumidifier. There was a shot. Ramstein, soapstone, shot glass. Well, stone. It was filled with Jack Daniel's Apple. Not the Applejack, their newer one, like Tennessee Fire, Tennessee Honey. I think it's like Tennessee Apple or something. But I forgot to drink it, so it's evaporated, and at the bottom is something. It could well be considered life. Oh boy, that looks like disease. Oh boy,
It looks like disease.
Yeah. Yes, it's been an interesting week on my end too. As many will know, there hasn't been many videos on this channel. It's not because there wasn't stuff to talk about. I wrote things for videos, I really did. But I had to weigh up what I could do, because, as many know, on Sunday, I accidentally cut my hand quite deeply and widely in the crook of where your thumb is and where it meets the rest of your hand. So you'll notice when you move your hand a lot, it stretches, meaning at no given point did it stay shut for about 24 hours, and then it's sealed. However, for those 24 hours beforehand, no matter what kind of dressing and binding, even if I kept my hand closed, it found a way to undo itself and be exposed, which meant on Wednesday I had to, well, my sister eventually managed to get through to doctors, get me an appointment at the minor injuries unit at the nearest hospital, where a doctor dressed in what looked like full hazmat assessed my hand, which took him like 2 seconds, which is what I said it would take him, to give me penicillin, and that was it. My hand is now...
the old military special. Take some painkillers and get over it.
Yeah, here's some flucloxacillin, or penicillin, some ibuprofen to reduce the swelling, and today my hand is about 75% back to normal, so... I mean, the cuts...
Well, the problem is, it's not like you can stitch that area.
No, you can't. It's the thing now is, it's a dent in my skin. You can see it's obviously... Obviously it's healed, it's just a dent, but the swelling was the issue. Now you can see that kind of webbing between the thumb and the index finger, but it's not as tight as it used to look. So give it a couple more days, I'm sure I'll be golden. But it meant that I wasn't able to sit at the computer. It's my right hand, so I use the mouse with that hand, and my thumb just didn't want to do anything, so I couldn't sit here and edit properly, which is why...
What did you do? I feel like I have to get the background. Like, I understand, like, the ouch. and like the aftermath, but what did you do to cause it?
A spatula slipped. Well, I was removing something from the 3D printer. It wouldn't go. Tried a bunch of other methods you were meant to try. They didn't work. So I applied additional pressure, but to do so I had to gain purchase of my hand on the other side of the printer mat. Pushed, it eventually came loose, and I didn't move my hand quick enough. Obviously.
I see.
So it was an accident. It's fine. It doesn't happen often. I don't get hurt very often, to be fair. It bled a fair amount, which is very funny to me. But yeah, it meant I couldn't edit because it swelled up a bit too much. And so, as many saw Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the main channel, I used a still with a darkened backdrop. The darkened backdrop I've rarely ever used, but those videos seem to be well received. So that was great, along with all the shit I got. Thank you for that, by the way. Greatly appreciated. And oh, thank you, Saki Swan. First time I've been off work for one of your streams. Essential workers never rest. Enjoy some cash money. Scottish notes. Sorry. Is that real currency? Okay. Thank you very much for the £5 donation.
It could be Canadian.
That's a fair point. I'm not sure I could accept that. It's very generous of you. Thank you very much. And you are indeed an essential worker. Go back to work and do more essential things for us. But yeah, so Monday I'll be back to normal editing, regular content on this channel again. My apologies. I did have topics. I think we'll gloss over them perhaps on this stream. But I thought what we'll do, because I haven't looked at anything in America beyond the Red Bull stuff. Is there anything happening in the States you'd like to talk about, Trups?
I do. And it's actually something mildly infuriating.
Oh, please do lead the way then.
So earlier in the week, there had been some statues, some religious statues that had been desecrated in different parts of the U.S. Specifically, they are the images of the Virgin Mary, which one of them had been spray painted with the word idol on it, and another one that had been set on fire. And it is assumed that this is the work of left-wing activists.
Yeah.
It has not been proven that it is that, but I don't know of too many Christians who would do that. Right-wing conservatives either.
Right.
And then apparently, just Wednesday evening, a statue of Jesus Christ was beheaded.
Oh, why?
Well, so here's my thought process behind this, and I had discussed this with several others as well over Facebook Messenger. In the United States, you tear down statues of our cultural icons, those being our founding fathers, our notable people in history, and people will be upset with you.
Yeah.
That's typical, and some people will throw a hissy fit, but it's not, an attack on your being, per se. Now, take that to a religious standpoint, and understand that if you attack the images that Christians believe represent the promise of eternal life, you're going to have a problem, because, and this was the cause of many religious acts of terror as well. What you do in life does not matter at a certain point to some religious zealots. It is that what you do in life that will ensure that you will have everlasting paradise in whatever Valhalla you believe in, heaven, Valhalla, etc. That really drives those religious people to do things on Earth. So, let's say that it was left-wing activists who have decided to desecrate the images of the Christian Son of God and the mother of that Son of God.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet that enough individuals who may have been on the fence about Trump's bad behavior really don't have a goddamn problem anymore.
Hmm.
Now that's the nicest way I could have put that theoretical.
I was about to say there did seem something rather polite about it.
Oh, yes, yes. Remember, all of our problems should be solved by a democratic election and nothing else.
Russia. What are you talking about?
Well, I'd hate to be the guy who inspires religious terror.
Yeah, it's not a good hill you want to be on.
Nah, but apparently, there are world leaders that don't mind that hill.
Well, there will be because of how culture is shaped by faith. There are separations in some countries, but it's not all of them.
Well, even still, the separations that exist in some countries are only in so much that it's not a god telling you don't be a dick, it's society telling you don't be a dick because somewhere along the line in that society a god told them not to be a dick.
Wouldn't it be just nice if all societies had in like a constitution and they all just said rule 0 applies here? That'd be kind of nice.
Well, that would require people to not be human.
That's true.
That the unfortunate part is that humans are imperfect and we will do shitty things to each other.
Yeah, you guys need to get good. Actually,
Yeah,
to be fair, don't be a dick could be taken. It can be, you know, like perceived hate crime, perceived dickishness would also be quite common and subjective. I think that's actually equally a bad idea. Now I've said it as well. Oh well, sorry. So what's happened since, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, this has just happened recently. So the statues of Virgin Mary, one of which happened in Boston, and that was the one that had the interview in the article. The archdiocese from that area basically said that whoever did it, we want you to come forward so that we can welcome you and help you into the loving embrace of the church, which is the greatest sign of an actual Christian, that a modern day Christian that I've ever seen, because that is so, you have condemned me, but let me help you.
Yes.
That is like, I could go off on like the actual like religious implications, but I know this isn't the place for that. But I give so much kudos to a person whose entire life they have dedicated to this thing. Somebody has said to that thing that it's garbage and I will destroy it in front of you. And he goes, "Are you sure I can't help you?" Damn, dude, that's some serious conviction.
Yes.
And but I'm currently like presenting this in a more neutral way because I don't think they deserve it. I really don't. I don't think the people that desecrate religious monuments deserve that kind of love. Because our countries have done it in the course of battle, during revolutions. Most religious sites are typically like off limits in terms of like drone strikes, and that was a big thing that went on during the Iran issues at the beginning of this year, that they were allegedly hiding soldiers inside religious monuments in Iraq, and they weren't allowed to be targeted. And I was kind of down with that thought. Like, I don't think that we should necessarily destroy them because it matters so much more than its physical value to somebody.
Right.
And this is the same reason why I have a hate-love for Mecca. Because Mecca means so much to the Muslim population. But the history of Mecca, the box itself, inside it contained originally before Muhammad had come in. It contained statues of their idols.
Yeah.
Before it became this religious pilgrimage for the Islamic population.
I didn't know that. Since they're paying attention
Yeah, it's
to
very...
religion, it's one of those like factoids I'm not too familiar with.
I really actually kind of enjoy the history of religion because it's basically the history of the world.
Yes, it is.
And especially watching the growth of the Abrahamic religions shows a whole lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree with a lot of the fundamental tenets of Islam. But a lot of them still work in today's society. They still follow essentially don't be a dick, except the specifically Muhammad words part said, well, you can be a dick, kinda. And so I get a little wary there, and I go, I don't like this one. But the point that I'm trying to get to, that I'm kind of circling around, is that you've destroyed statues of the dominant religion of this country. God help you if people decide that you are an enemy to their eternal life.
Do you think it could end up getting violent if people continue doing this?
Yes.
Oh dear.
I expect that if anything would actually start a actual war, it would be them attacking
people's faith.
The fundamental being that is the right.
Well, that's dangerous then, really, isn't it? Perhaps they should stop.
Yep. Like our founding fathers, yeah, it'll piss people off.
Yeah.
Just don't touch the religious shit. You might piss people off more than you expect.
Maybe that's the point. Because they realised they didn't get as much of a reaction as they would have wanted. So they have to find a way to escalate to remain relevant.
Yeah, but you know whose fucking fault this is? Well, more or less.
Whose fault is it?
Sean King.
Oh, the fake black guy.
Yeah, he said that the icon of Jesus that is represented in our imagery is of a white European Jesus, and therefore is a fake idol. I think the comment that he said was, when Jesus and his family took refuge, they went to Egypt. They didn't go to Denmark.
Okay.
And yeah, he had called for the burning of churches.
Oh,
and the destruction of images of Jesus.
Look, I'm not a religious person. I don't care about religion. But even I don't think it's a wise idea. My view on religion is I can't wait for it to be just sense of the annals of history and that's it. But I'm not the type to think we should just abolish it because it's so important to so many people.
Well, not only that, it's also the fundamentals in which our countries in particular were founded upon. The British common law at its core is of Christian values.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have a lot of Greek influences, namely in our Senate and representative, ideas, Greek and Roman in particular. But our morals, our ethics, stem from these fundamentally Christian beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had an argument with somebody about this a while, because they said, well, are they fundamentally Christian beliefs? And I said, well, in a matter of speaking, yes. Because the idea of, for example, being able to, what was it? I'll just use this one. This face your own accuser necessarily isn't necessarily. It doesn't actually follow through in, let's say, Islam, because if a woman accuses a man of rape, that woman is not her own entity. She needs to have about 3 or 4 men corroborate her story and accuse that other man. So, in a sense, her word does not matter in that sense. Now, this is only really Sharia that we have to worry about this with, but apparently, somewhere along the lines, Europeans said, I don't know about that one. But I could go on more about this, but
Well, it does.
Tangential.
It does become quite handy because on the subject of statues, I have something over this end, which is the complete opposite. If you'd like to hear about it.
Sure. Is this the one about the statue that was erected recently?
Yeah. So, a BLM statue was created. Was it by Mark Quinn, this lovely white guy, an artist. And he has to be white, of course. It's very important. It's mentioned in all the articles, honestly. It's so stupid. He made a statue of Black Lives Matter protester Jen Reed. She herself, did in fact pose for a photo in front of her statue. I will put a picture of the statue on the screen for people. Making a Black Power gesture, which, as we all know, even though its origins are in supremacy, it's quite alright now because totally the meaning has changed. Right. Well, the statue was erected on Wednesday, and just over 24 hours later, much to the chagrin of many who, in fact, several hours afterwards went to pay homage to such a beautiful, powerful speaker who was on the Edward Colston plinth, which then had me confused because that meant Edward Colston, the slave owner, was black, and we can't have history tell us that. Or anything similar. The statue of Jen Reed was removed by the council. Just a quick thing. So Edward Colston was a slave trader. Yes, he was a merchant. He made lots of money, and it benefited Bristol immensely. Yes. His statue was yanked down by some idiots who were arrested, I believe, and charged. Dumped in the river, which was lovely, of course, and then removed, fixed, and placed in a museum with a bunch of placards of BLM. Which is great.
Weird flex.
Yeah, it's an odd one. The artist for this, interestingly, has been the Bristol have asked them to pay for the removal because that statue was not meant to be there. They didn't get permission. Therefore, they have spent city money removing something that was not permitted to be there in the first place. If it had gone through official channels, they might have allowed it, but it's highly unlikely with a symbol implying black supremacy. Which I think would have been if they changed the plinth entirely to panda, then they would have done it without that one gesture. Because hand gestures.
Could you imagine, though, if they had gone through official channels and were allowed to put up such a strong image in that place? I will give them that the image itself is a very strong message.
Yes.
But could you imagine if they did it legally?
It'd be
interesting. Would have done so much more for that cause.
The mayor is a Labour mayor. His name is Martin Rees, and he has said it's up to the people of Bristol to decide what would and should and could replace Edward Colston's statue. This statue.
How dare you, bigotry!
Indeed, this statue's
How dare you expect the people to vote?
Yeah, democracy for you. The statue's not like other statues. It's made of resin, so it's not long lasting anyway, and it's called a Surge of Power. And it was designed to be a temporary installation to continue the conversation about racism. But since since it was taken away on the back of a lorry, I think that says plenty about the discussion of racism.
Discussion is over.
In fact, I think it was put.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah. Martin Rees did say in a Facebook Q&A that it was important to gauge like people's opinions on a replacement for the statue, but felt that an empty plinth was a very powerful statement at this time. Instead of simply saying, "Here, Black Power, everyone," you know what I find fascinating is, so you take a symbol, that meant good in one area and have it turned to bad. It can now no longer be used. For example, well, in the Western world, take for example a swastika, its original meaning and what it is. Now let's take the gesture for Black Power. It is the other way round, though, isn't it? It was supposedly.
Yes, I believe it used to be a communist symbol, if I remember correctly.
It was, yes.
Or was it a fascist symbol? The idea of multiple fingers creating a strong.
Well, I think it's fascism. I think it's fascism on the face of it, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's fascism. But then that has been appropriated by people now saying, no, the meaning is to fight for equality. Black Power, everyone. Which I find to be rather interesting.
It's not power that you're asking for.
No. But it's misuse of words, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is like the biggest like gotcha that they do to themselves. In the Black Lives Matter movement, they decided that they would utilize a phrase or a symbol that literally meant power to a specific race.
Yes.
I've always questioned this process.
The like button. I see you staring. You want to smash me, don't you? Don't be shy now. The like button donated £4. Thank you very much to the like button. Do as the like button says. Please continue, Trups, and I apologise for interrupting.
It's okay. The like button does what the like button do. No, they use the idea of power as opposed to something like equality. If I would have seen like a small statue of like a whole bunch of different races all holding hands around a globe, much like the UNICEF image, I'd be like, okay, I see your point. I can be down. But they don't. They show a militant black person holding a black supremacist hand gesture. And they say to their friends, yes, this is the correct way to do this. So how has the community reacted to the removal of this statue?
Well, to be honest, it's a bit strange. There are articles doing their rounds talking about how this is a profound statement about Bristol trying to hide things, or how people are sweeping it under the rug. But actually, it's more of a obey the bloody law. You did not have permission to put that there in the first place.
But laws, you see, sir, are racist.
Yes, it's all built on systemic racism. I remember quite clearly. I know my social studies.
Social studies. Oh God, what a fucking slap in the face to that school subject.
Yeah, I thought I'd just slap it a bit more. But okay, so my view, I will ignore the accusation of systemic racism. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist in the UK, by the way. Not saying it, not watering it down. I'm sure there is. It's not something I see in my walk of life. I'm blue, though. What do you expect? But I do think
I'm actual black.
He is. No joke. He does in fact have a red goatee. But the way to go about it, I've always believed, if you want to have a discussion, your statement must have a concrete foundation. If you're going to put waste money making a statue to have it teared down 24 hours later, you just spent a lot of money on a stunt. Like it's almost like Banksy art at this point. Because he had some art done on the tube where he sprayed a load of rats sneezing.
I kind of love Banksy, though.
I do a little bit too, but it's still wrong. And even though people didn't know it was his art on the tube, they were well within their right to remove it.
Oh, sure, and I think he knows that too.
Yeah, he does, and that's fine because he knows the balance. He knows it, but with this, again, it's somewhere where someone's done something they shouldn't have done, and in doing so, people are more interested in the fact that you didn't get permission. Because it's not because they don't care about racism, it's because they want you to obey the law to make that statement instead of just doing it because you think you know best. Because it doesn't make people want to talk about racism more. It makes people want to say, so you just don't want to obey the law of the land to get your point across. How are we supposed to talk if you can't obey the law?
Well, you see, this is kind of the same issue that currently we're dealing with in the United States, because what you have right now is the overused rules for thee but not for me
Yes.
thing going on.
Yeah, I know about that.
And it's everywhere right now, because you have situations where Black Lives Matter protests are allowed in exemption of any other rule that has been passed by the government for the vast populace. So you have situations where Black Lives Matter protests are allowed to exist and protest and go out and gather outside of the rules of the social distancing and otherwise protest rules that exist in our country.
Yeah.
And this has rubbed a lot of people, obviously, the wrong way, because they get to not obey the rules. Well, what makes them so special? I don't think anyone's ever had an answer to that that wasn't just littered with talking points or buzzwords.
Yeah. I was about to say, was that it? I was confused for a second there.
Oh, no, that was it. That was it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as far as the statue goes... Where's a moth on my screen? I don't like this.
Moth?
I want to punch it, but at the same time, I'm not a dick.
That's not how you kill moths. Don't punch them.
I'll use my
Their
gun.
evasion rating is too high.
Nah, this thing's small and slow. I'll get it later. No, I'm kidding. I'll probably put it outside my window. It's all good. It's just must have come in through the door earlier. So, as far as I'm concerned with the statue, they were right to pull it down. I would like to see what happens next. Perhaps they'll return the statue to Mark Quinn. If they do, that'd be interesting. Is it Marcus Quinn or Mark Quinn? I can't remember. Not that it matters too much. Mark Quinn, sorry. I'm interested to see what happens next. People are disappointed it's been pulled down, some say. I think it was... what was it? Yeah, so we'll see what happens on that one. I'll keep you updated, I guess. I will now get rid of it. Shall we move on to something else disappointing, I guess, or depressing?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna hit those points as hard as we can.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you see anything concerning TV presenter Nick Cannon?
Oh my fucking god! Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm just gonna put a picture on the screen for people. It's from a podcast. Did you see or read what he had said?
I have heard some of the things that he has said. I have not heard all of the things that he has said, but I know the vast sentiment.
During a discussion, Richard Griffin, of the rap group, or formerly of Public Enemy, well, he left the group in '89 after saying Jews were wicked. There's a start. He claimed that during the discussion, that he was talking about Jews controlling the media, saying, "I'm hated now because I told the truth." Cannon called Griffin a legend and said, "You're speaking facts. There's no reason to be scared of anything when you're speaking the truth." Also claiming that the Semitic people are black people and that you can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people.
Yes, the black Hebrew Israelite argument. I cannot tell you how many times that when I have made comments on a video a while back about Ilhan Omar,
oh my god,
and her comments on Jews, how many people I got in my fucking comment section that were self-proclaimed black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the shit that they were saying, calling me a Zionist,
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Before we even get back to the Nick Cannon thing, for this week at Twitter, I had one I didn't include. It was Ilhan Omar saying, referencing things along, and the quote was, "For the many, not the few." That was the slogan for Jeremy Corbyn's 2019 general election. And I was going to rail her for that, but then I realised the video was never going to get monetized if I said it or showed the tweet. I've got it in my notebook here. I don't get why it keeps resurfacing when no politician actually cares about the people. That's what I wrote.
That's true. That is so blatantly true.
Yeah.
I'll hit on that in a second. Let me say
Nick
that
Cannon.
again,
Nick Cannon was forced to apologise, saying, even though, by the way, there were other comments about white people as well. He was accused of being racist towards white people as well. But nothing was said on that. But instead he said, "First and foremost, I extend my deepest and most sincere apologies to my Jewish sisters and brothers for the hurtful and only the black ones, I guess, and divisive words that came out of my mouth during my interview with Richard Griffin."
That's the thing. You know this is already a bullshit fucking statement because he says the only actual Semitic people are the black people. So he doesn't actually care.
Exactly. And Fox, TV network Fox, have confirmed he will keep his job after his apology because they're so proud of that apology. That's internet
Fox
apology tier. Yeah, Fox have kept him on.
Oh.
They kept him on his, like, he earns like 80 grand an episode.
Fox needs to fucking get their shit together and start growing a set.
Oh,
I swear to fucking God.
You've reached out to Viacom, CBS to apologise, and other networks he's involved with. But yeah, he also believes he has to commit to deeper connections and more profound learning and strengthening the bond between our two cultures.
What cultures?
I was about to say, yeah, which ones? But yeah, he's apologized.
Are you trying to say they weren't Kangs? They were, not those Kangs.
Fox have said that they condemn all forms of hate directed towards any community and they will combat bigotry of any kind. But they've said nothing of the fact that he hasn't actually apologized.
I think they're trying to like pretend that the apology did actually go out to everybody and not just the people who he has already admitted to saying.
And Karma, you're right. These words you are saying,
the real Jews.
Karma's right. These words you are saying, I don't think they mean what you think they mean. Exactly. Do you want to hammer the other thing you were going to talk about?
The politicians thing.
Yes, go on.
It's a little outside of this story.
Oh no, go for it. It's all good. I'm done with this.
So Dr. Fauci. Do you know who Dr. Fauci is?
No, who is Dr. Fauci? Is it
Dr. Fauci is the coronavirus task force appointed doctor that it's basically the left-wing darling in the coronavirus task force.
Okay.
Who has been informing and advising the president as to coronavirus responses. He was recently brought into a Senate hearing and was asked, knowing what you know now, do you regret making the original statement that the people of the United States did not have to wear masks?
Right.
Dr. Fauci said, "Oh, we're going to play that game, are we? Okay, let me explain to you what the situation was then."
Yeah, that's
he proceeds to say that because there was a shortage of masks in the United States, that he did not want the scarcity of masks to go to the people of the United States, and instead wanted to advise the people of the United States to not wear masks so that the first responders, and I imagine the politicians, would get them first.
Oh my god. Yeah, we have the same thing here. Literally the same thing here. When it first happened, people weren't wearing masks. Why? Because we only had enough for medical professionals. The N95s that everyone's talking about, which is not the Nokia N95, which was an amazing phone, get good. Genuinely, it happened here, and people are now going, oh, we should have been telling the people to wear the masks then. We did. There was a known shortage. I covered it in videos. There was no masks for anyone to buy. Legitimately, you can only get them off Redbubble or Teespring. Okay, there wasn't, and now people are saying, oh, everyone should. Now that the government is advising everyone wear them in shops or on public transport, I get it, but only because we have the stock. Otherwise, no. Carry on. Let's do apologise. Trups? Have I lost Trups? Oh no, VC's disconnected me. Huh. Hang on. Discord's crashed. Oh. Okay. Discord has actually just had a massive brain fart. I do apologise, everyone. Do give me a moment while I try and reconnect with my own server. Apparently it's a connection problem. Well, I'm connected to my internet, so I don't entirely Am I not connected? I'm confused. What's happened? Am I still here, chat? Can you confirm I'm still here? Oh, Discord's down. Great. I interrupted Trups during a point, and yes, we've lost him. While I wait for my server to come back. I guess what I'll do instead until then, I'm going to talk about Labour joining a... they've joined a Facebook advert boycott in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. This is from Shadow Minister Rachel Reeves, who told the BBC that they want the party to express concern about the failure of Facebook to take down some hateful material. Now, this some hateful material will be the identified material that wasn't removed when the NAACP reached out after George Floyd's death in police custody. The organisers from Stop Hate for Profit and the NAACP accused Facebook of allowing racist, violent and verifiably false content to run rampant on its platform, which is a lie. We all know it. There was some, yes, but it wasn't rampant. It was isolated. Facebook said they removed some of it, but they left some up that they deemed to be relevant news content. And so it became, more important to talk about it. And so Facebook are under increased pressure to tackle this. There was... Oh, wait, hang on. I've got a comment from... Where did Facebook comment on it? Oh, yeah, so... Facebook have said that sometimes content is left up if the public interest value outweighs the risk of harm. Often seeing speech from politicians is in the public interest, and in the same way that news outlets will report what politicians say, we think people should generally be able to see it for themselves on our platform. We will soon start labelling some of the content we leave up because it is deemed newsworthy, so people can know when this is the case, which is them saying they then have to subjectively decide when something is fit for use. Oh, Discord's just not coming back up, I see. Still connecting. This is useful. Hang on, I might have an idea. I don't know how to get hold of Trups though. Oh, I don't know how to use StreamYard. I have no idea. Email address, a Megon. Let's go with that. I will try and get him back, but I don't know how. If he'll reply, I will send him a Facebook message. I do apologise, by the way, people. I am genuinely trying to get my friend online. Let's go here. Okay. Oh, I got a 6-digit code, did I? Ooh, oof. Okay, so StreamYard login code 1 2 3 4 5. Google Hangouts. Okay, that could work. How about this instead? Let's go with this. Okay. How about I just... Okay, hang on. I'm just going to go to Hangouts. Not that one. Hangouts. Okay. Nope. Oh, this works. That. Invite people. No. Copy link. Where was that Facebook thing? I've got this. I will get us a TrupsLP. Give me a moment. I will get us a Trups. I've got this. My apologies for all this hassle, but it is relevant to get my mate on here. And hopefully he'll be here in a moment. The issue will be I can't balance the audio as well as I'd like to. Are you here?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn you down. Speak again.
Okay. Hello.
Perfect.
Speaking.
Yep, you're as loud as I need you to be now.
Fantastic.
What a it's fine. Discord is down at the moment.
As I say, Ventrilo.
I was trying to set up StreamYard. I have no idea how to use it, so I realised when I saw your message on my phone. Yep, we're going with this. Okay. Yeah. Luckily, I've got all the links open for subjects. But I'm just going to finish my quick Facebook thing. Labour have joined this BLM boycott because not everything has been removed that they want removed, because they're salty. You were making a point. Do you remember what it was?
When did I cut out?
You cut out as you talked about the man saying that he said that people shouldn't wear them to save them for first response people, and I had replied, if you heard me, I don't know.
I did not.
Okay, well, what I'd said was the exact same thing happened in the UK, and people are now saying, why weren't people wearing masks sooner? Yet the majority of people I know have said the following: but we didn't have enough masks. So why waste them on the general public when the first response people needed them?
Well, because the image is awful. First of all,
which image?
The idea that the government will just say no, the people are not important, is not the way to go about any kind of PR thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really dangerous game to play. While it may be true that first responders do need masks, maybe more so than the vast populace, it is entirely dangerous to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will end up pissing off everyone else.
Can confirm.
But more to the point that I was saying was that the fact that Fauci had said this, and now that we have, instructions from him to wear basically any cloth covering over your face is sufficient.
Yeah.
Is that even true?
Mm-hmm.
Can we even prove that? Because Fauci said it. Well, hello? Like, is that even the case anymore? Because can we trust him at all?
I'm not too sure. I'm really not.
And it's a terrifying thing because some people are. Oh God, I saw somebody walk into a subway with like, you know how like in your car there's a headrest.
No, I don't drive, mate.
Okay, there's like a headrest in the back of your car, and some of them have like covers on them that come from the dealership when you buy the car.
What do they?
Some lady in Subway sandwich shop, some lady forgot her mask at home and felt the need to explain this to me in the subway. Like, oh, I forgot my mask at home, and she just has like this jerry-rigged fucking headrest on her face. And I was like, hey man, do what you gotta do. I don't give a fuck.
Don't hate the player, everyone.
I've seen weirder shit.
Don't hate the player.
Right? But basically the end of my rant ended up being fuck the CDC, fuck the WHO, fuck Dr. Fauci, nothing matters because all of them are fucking liars.
Interestingly, somebody did do a stream where they cited CDC facts and reports. Air quotes around facts if you like, but give it a moment, you'll understand why in a second. Those facts contradicted the WHO. And because of that, YouTube pulled it and gave the person a strike.
I saw that. That fucking news story was weird as shit.
It was strange. I'll give them that.
Like, nothing makes me more uncomfortable about the state of our politics that facts from competing federal or international organizations,
Yeah.
information from these two organizations are contradictory.
Yeah.
This is my biggest problem with like NATO and the UN too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the UN has like a human rights council,
It does.
and Saudi Arabia is on it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, they do.
And I was like, didn't Saudi Arabia just like a year and a half ago give women the right to drive? Like they didn't have the right to do that.
Yeah.
And also, don't women not have the right to be by themselves? Don't they have to be escorted, or else it's considered socially improper and can lead to actual violence against them?
Yes.
Okay. But you know, UN Rights Council.
Would you like something amusing?
Yes. Can you hold for a moment as I get another beer?
Get your beer. I will not. I've taken the image off the screen. It's very, very funny, and you'll love it. Although I'll have to read some of it off. But unfortunately, the image quality isn't great. So I'm going to try and read it as best I can. See if I can zoom in on this a bit. Yes, I can. Okay. This is very important. Got to go. Good night, people. Thank you for being here, no one. And hello, Morris Minor. Hope you're well. It can all be classed a pandemic. I didn't know that. I had heard, though, that Florida outnumbers the UK as a whole, and the UK is a horrific number. Congratulations. I hope it's a good beer.
Yeah.
So, Red Bull.
Yes.
Are you
Gives
familiar?
you wings.
Are you familiar with why they're in trouble at the moment?
No, I'm actually not.
Trade sales per region. There's a map in a Detroit meeting. Someone put some slides up, and one of them is the one everyone sees on screen. People have been a bit angry about this one because it's really funny. It's got America with the American flag. We are number one.
More America.
with number one in all the exclamations. Above it, Canada. Uninhabited. Oh, Alaska. More America. Above that, Santa. You've got more America to the west, of course. Cruise ships go here, Jamaica. Underneath that, South America. Coffee comes from here, I think. Antarctica, cold. Africa, zoo animals come from here. Bombs go here, evil people. India, call centers, spelled incorrectly. Australia, kangaroos. China, they make our stuff. Japan, TVs and cameras. Russia, communists. Europe, pussies. This is my favourite thing of the week. It's so...
That is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.
It's been dubbed a racist map of the world, according to according to some of the Americans at the Red Bull conference, which led to the firing of 3 executives who called for the company to make a statement in support of Black Lives Matter. This included North American CEO Stefan Kozak, Chief Marketing Officer Amy Taylor, and Florian Klaus, Global Head of Music, Entertainment and Culture Marketing. By the way,
I think that guy did great. What are you kidding?
He was he did. He did. He's the one that made the presentation.
So he knew damn well what he was doing.
It's my favorite.
Come on, can Red Bull just tell them to fuck off? Really?
They did. They've been under fire since this. By the way, Klaus had been in trouble because earlier in February he did a discussion on global reach, and yeah, that was the map. I just evildoers. I love this.
Wait,
map.
which one is evildoers? I can't see it very well.
That's Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, evildoers. Bombs go here.
I mean, hold on. This looks like a map that like like somebody who like understood like early 2000s politics would draw.
Interestingly, though, you'll notice on Central America there's an arrow, but there's no words written near it. I'm very confused why. I'd like to know what was meant to be there that was removed.
I think it's the equator.
I think no. Well, it might be actually. Yes. Also, there is another place between call centers and they make our stuff. Another island. Is that Indonesia or Singapore? Indonesia.
Indonesia,
I
or
think.
Philippines, probably.
Philippines. More evildoers, so it's Indonesia. That's mostly Muslim.
Oh no, is that no? That's Korea.
Oh no, because Korea be yeah, it's a fair point. No, they're connected, aren't they, to China? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think the shape is a little.
I don't know. They've color coordinated some of this. It's confusing. I do like Santa at the top. That
I like Santa at the top.
I think my favorite one is Canada uninhabited.
See, I think my favorite was fucking coffee beans come from here. We think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's South America.
That's a fucking great one. The answer is yes. By the way,
it should have been cocaine. I do like Europe being called pussies. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And TV, they make our stuff in China.
I was a little sad that it just says America, we're #1, and it doesn't say like America and like have an eagle flying around it.
Okay, I know what Mexico is marked as. Would you like to know what it was marked as?
Is it a border?
They do our laundry. This is my favorite map.
I love it though.
By the way,
but hold on, I've seen other joke maps like this before, and they've never been a problem.
Would you like to know Red Bull's response to Klaus being let go?
Please.
He was let go due to downsizing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I agree. Ah, I love this.
Downsizing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word we're going to go with.
I love Red Bull right now. It's just so stupid.
I wish Red Bull just said, "No, we think this is accurate."
Well, the problem is the owner is what's his name, Dietrich Mateschitz or something. He's Austrian, and he owns media firms that have been flayed for giving platforms to what people have been dubbed far-right extremists in Austria. And I think also, and I think it conflicted perhaps with some of the views held by previous executives.
Who cares? They're previous executives for a reason.
Yes. I think it's just, I find this all very funny. I know there might be some negativity when it comes to the actions of other people, but I only want to focus really on the map. But that's not where most articles have gone with this. They're like, oh, let's talk about the racism and the Austrian billionaire who owns it.
All right, ready? Here's my best advice. If you are offended by this map, it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
If you want to see the map in full, it is linked in the description down below. In the archive link of Red Bull. By all means, look at it. It made me chuckle. I do have two other subjects I want to talk about, but I'm going to save one instead for Monday. I thought perhaps we talk about the guy on the thumbnail, if that's okay.
Yes.
It's a happy story. As many know, Captain Tom Moore raised almost £33 million for the NHS by walking 100 laps of his garden.
This is the 100-year-old dude?
He's now 100, yes. He wanted to do it before his 100th birthday, and he did it.
I was rooting for this guy so hard.
I believe he was also promoted to Colonel, or Honorary Colonel. I will, from now on, just call him Colonel Tom Moore, which is fantastic for him. He raised a lot of money, and today he was knighted by the Queen.
Good for him.
And I've got a picture of it. Let me just find it. It's this one. Yes, the Queen did in fact poke him with a stick, a sharp metal one, and he said to the Queen, "I would kneel because it is customary that you do, but as he said, I'll quote him, if I do, I'm not going to stand up again."
I'm sure the Queen also laughed at that because that's a funny joke.
Yeah, he's also her senior, so come on, respect your elderly Queen. He's only 5 years older, but
that's
yes.
kind of hard. She's up there in age too. Isn't she like 94 something like that?
95, I think, yes. He's 100, so he has seniority.
That's a strange thought right there.
He is well, people are saying Captain Sir Tom Moore. I'm going to go with Sir Colonel Tom Moore. I think it's a more appropriate title for a genuinely cool guy who did something genuinely cool and generous and lovely. This was a special nomination made in May by the Prime Minister, and it was obviously expedited because of the nature, but had to be pushed back a little because of COVID-19. This particular ceremony you're seeing is arguably one of the only ones to not take place in the palace. It was taken at Windsor Castle, in the garden, which I think is even lovelier because it makes his a unique knighting. So I think it's a lovely story to end on.
Well, you know what's also kind of interesting is these are two people who were products of the same generation, right? And I mean, let's be honest, it's not like there are that many of them left. You know, as you get upwards in age, obviously, like your likelihood of survival is lower. So I'm sure it was something that even she was almost happy to do, because when she actually did the thing, I think I had seen a video of it. She was smiling really well during that too. Like she had a good time with this gentleman.
I like.
I think there was a little bit of like, this is a person of my age. I have kinship with you.
Yes, it's just a minor separation of the fact that you're my subject. But yes, I do understand.
Well, yes, but the Queen is a little bit.
She's very relaxed for the most part, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was actually a Zoom call where she was talking to people and just cracking jokes the whole time, which is great.
Oh, she's hilarious. Like, I kind of love your Queen.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I do like in maintaining ceremony. This, by the way, is the very first one done like this. She uses a dad's sword. Skog earlier, I was talking to him about this, and he mentioned that the sword is supposed to be sharp, because if you turn your head, they're allowed to cut you, which I think is fantastic. Because I'd like to see that happen to every footballer who gets knighted ever.
God. You know, there's actually a similar like happy story involving the Queen that I can basically sum up in like 2 minutes.
Go for it.
So there was this little boy in somewhere in fucking was it? Oh, it might have been Scotland, but whatever. He wrote a word search and wrote a letter to the Queen and said, "Hi, I hope that you're doing well and you're not feeling too lonely right now, being inside during COVID. So I made you this word search and I hope it makes you happy."
That's lovely.
And the kid got a response from the Queen, from the castle. It was a Queen's attendant who said, "Thank you very much. The Queen was delighted to do your word search." And it had words like smile, happy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the kid was like maybe like 6.
That's
or whatever.
Really lovely. It's lovely.
And just the Queen's like aides sent him back like a royal sealed letter.
Oh, that's lovely. Uriah
I'm
Hammock.
sure that kid was ecstatic.
I'm sure they were. Uriah Hammock, thank you for subscribing to TrupsLP.
Yes, thank you. I saw that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is genuinely lovely.
That was just a feel-good thing when I saw it.
I think it would have been cooler if she sent him one back and wrote, "Good luck, motherfucker."
That would have been nice too, actually. But we got to end with a little bit of happiness because everything else sucks.
I wanted to bring this one up because it's so the Red Bull thing. To be fair, I would have happily ended on that, but I wanted to talk about Tom more because this is so cool, and it's a nice little add-on. And also, we don't get to do many of the nice stories, and I'd like to see if we can add a few more in the future.
I would like there to be more nice stories.
We'll try and find our one random good thing of the week and see how it goes.
I think so. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to shill before we end?
No, I had not done a video yesterday, just because I have been back to work, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty bad with getting up in the mornings. So because I technically work as an engineer, I can basically make my own hours as long as I do the hours allotted in the week. I can do that, but that means that if I don't wake up on time, I'm there till like 6 or 7.
Damn. Discord tells us Discord is up, by the way. That's good news.
Oh, Discord's up. Fantastic.
We'll be in that a bit, I guess.
Which means I don't have a lot of time to record and edit my videos before, I lose all patience whatsoever and want to actually relax in my own home before going to work again.
Sad face.
I will be doing videos still, though. Like, nothing's changed. I'm just getting back in the swing of going to work and then organizing myself.
Yeah, I can understand.
So things will still come out as normal.
Good news.
But thank you for staying with me in the process.
And everyone should continue to subscribe to Trups regardless. He will be more active. He promises. Personally, I'm going for a bike ride this Sunday, so I'm not going to be about as much. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some colouring in for a little challenge I put in on my server. I posted a picture from a colouring book. I'm going to do my own version of it, and others have joined in on this, so it's kind of cool. I'm going to do some video work as well. I might even make an exclusive for BitChute as well while I'm at it. And that's about it, really. I might stream on Twitch on Saturday and Sunday as well, depending on how I feel. Otherwise, nothing much going on my end. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I think we're done here. So
yes.
Subscribe to Trups and say goodnight, gorgeous.
Good night, gorgeous.
Good night, gorgeous.